Hey, it's St. Louis Post-Dispatch restaurant critic Ian Frobe with Off the Menu, brought to you by the St. Louis Science Center. This week, instead of my regular review, I present two recent editions of Ian Eats STL. That's my weekly column published every Wednesday, available to subscribers. I chose these two editions because they address something I mentioned in last week's review about Siam in the Grove. And that's that these days in St. Louis, sushi is really a commodity, a protein delivery system. It has very little to do with the traditional Japanese cuisine. Flying Rolls, a picture of which you see here, is a new fast casual restaurant near St. Louis University that sort of takes this to the next logical extreme. It doesn't even serve nigiri sushi, it's only rolls. That said, the rolls aren't bad. The spicy tuna roll, which you see on the right here, was one of the better versions of that dish I've had. It uses small whole pieces of tuna rather than the sort of coarsely ground, what's known as the scrape that you often get in spicy tuna rolls. Camp Pie in Chesterfield, the second location for the restaurant in the Central West End, I also visited recently. It's a more traditional sushi restaurant in the American sense: nigiri sushi, miso soup, and ever more elaborate sushi rolls. It's not a bad sushi restaurant, but as with many sushi restaurants, it doesn't really distinguish itself. It's just part of the crowd. You go out for sushi. You don't go out to Camp Pie or to any other specific restaurant. People ask you later, what did you have for lunch? Sushi. Where did you have it? Camp Pie. So again, if you're in the area and you want sushi, it's a fine choice, but very little at Camp Pie distinguishes itself. If you like what you see in this free preview of Ian Eats STL, consider checking out the subscription column. For example, this week I have a little fun and I go to The Shack in Valley Park, which is the relocated restaurant from Midtown. The new version of The Shack includes breakfast, which is like the lunch and dinner menu, slightly over the top, including these ridiculously huge pancakes with blueberries, both in the pancakes and obviously in the syrup that covers them. So big these pancakes are that the bacon alongside seems like a small garnish. That's it for this week. I'll be back next week with a regular review. Thanks.